If you keep leaving church feeling more spiritually drained than filled, it's not just burnout, it could be a divine warning that something deeper is off, and one of the most hidden reasons is that you're in a place where performance has replaced presence. You show up expecting transformation, but instead you're met with routine, noise, and shallow hype that stirs your emotions but never feeds your spirit. 2 Timothy 3 verse 5 talks about people having a form of godliness but denying its power, and when the atmosphere is more about spectacle than surrender, your soul can't absorb what your spirit craves. Another shocking reason is spiritual warfare. Yes, just being in the presence of truth can stir up demonic agitation, especially if you've been harboring hidden sin, bitterness, or unhealed wounds that the Word begins to confront. The enemy doesn't attack dead places, he targets the altar, and sometimes the heaviness you feel isn't fatigue, it's conviction. But instead of repenting, you suppress it, and leave more exhausted than you came. A third reason is misalignment. When your heart is hungry for deep truth but the message stays surface level or sugar-coated, your spirit recognizes the disconnect, and the frustration builds. Hebrews 5 verse 14 says that solid food is for the mature, but many churches keep serving milk, leaving you malnourished in the very place you came to be fed. Or maybe it's not the sermon, it's the environment. If you're constantly surrounded by people who talk about God but don't reflect Him, your spirit begins to absorb their spiritual complacency, and you walk away confused, tired, and wondering why you even came. Energy in the room matters, and if you're trying to grow in a place full of spiritual stagnation, your soul will feel the weight. And here's the most overlooked truth: you might be overpouring. You serve, sing, encourage, and give, but you never sit still long enough to receive. Even Jesus withdrew from the crowds to be refilled, and if the Son of God needed solitude, so do you. Mark 6 verse 31 shows Him telling the disciples to come away and rest, not because they were lazy, but because constant outpouring without restoration leads to spiritual depletion. So if you're leaving church feeling more empty than when you arrived, this isn't just a personal problem, it's a spiritual signal. Ask God if you're planted in the right soil, if you've been ignoring conviction, or if you've confused serving with intimacy. Because you weren't created to just attend church, you were made to encounter God, and if that's not happening, something needs to shift before your spirit breaks under the weight of pretending you're fine.